I'm really happy to be kicking off the 2018 Arts Business Competition, and also to be talking to all of you to give you information. So hopefully we have some applicants in the group. So what is the Arts Business Competition? Some of you may have heard of the New Arts Venture Challenge. This competition used to be called the New Arts Venture Challenge. It's essentially the same. It's actually in its 9th year. It's a competition for University of Wisconsin-Madison students, and you can win cash prizes for your new creative ideas. The prizes are, this year there are 3 prizes. First prize will be $2,000, second prize will be $1,000, and the third prize will be $500. You can apply as an individual or in a team of up to 3 people, as long as your lead is a full-time UW-Madison student. And you don't have to be any particular major or any particular year. Undergraduate, graduate, engineering, art, letters and science, doesn't matter. Okay, so one thing that's different with the Arts Business Competition from other sources of funding that you might come across is that if you're selected to be a finalist, you'll give a live pitch, actually in this room. So you can see a competitor from a prior year there, giving an example. And the pitch will be in front of judges. So we pull 4 independent judges, partly from UW-Madison faculty and staff, and then also we look at sort of prominent arts and business leaders in the community. So I'll give you a sense of the criteria based on, on what do we base the awards. As you might guess from the name, it's about creativity and innovation. We want to see new thinking. We look at the potential for success. So how feasible is your project? Is it actually going to get done? And then also what's the added value to the arts and community? So the kinds of projects that have been funded by the Arts Business Competition. You might propose an exhibition, a performance, public art collaboration, educational workshop, an online community, a commercial venture. Really, the sky is the limit. Because we're looking for new thinking, we're looking for things that have never happened before. So, bring your ideas. So what's the timeline? So as you know, since this is the kickoff, we've just released the call for applications. The proposals themselves are due in early March, so you have a few months. In early April, the finalists are announced. So 3 finalists will be chosen to come and do a live pitch in front of the judges. All of those 3 finalists will win a prize, but the pitch competition is to establish who will win the big prize and who will win the second prize and the third prize. So. We require that it will be available on May 8th because we have a celebration of, it's called Creative Arts Awards. It's a bunch of faculty and student awards, and so we recognize the winners of the Arts Business Competition there too. And then the other bit of timeline you need to know is just that we ask that projects be completed by the end of the 18-19 school year. And we'll also be asking for documentation or just some kind of follow-up. So we want to see what wonderful projects you executed. So I'm going to give you an idea of what the proposal entails. You'll be basically submitting a business plan or detailed plan for your project. It only has to be up to 6 pages, although sometimes it's harder to keep it succinct. This will be an online review. The first round is online review, and the kinds of things you'll include will be the executive summary, your project plan and timeline, who your audience would be, what kind of marketing you're thinking of, who are the key personnel. You'll submit bios, work samples, and then, very important, the financial plan and budget. So the web address that you see up there on all the slides, that is where you can go and find the full call and a lot more detail on what exactly should be in the proposal. Okay, so what about the finals? There is an applicant giving his pitch right here where I'm standing. So a pitch is basically a brief oral presentation where you explain your idea and you encourage the people to whom you're presenting to support it. We're really lucky today in that we have one half of the winning team from last year's competition here, Yusi, if you wouldn't mind coming up. And she is going to actually do her pitch from last year, the pitch that won. Now, she's doing it as one person as opposed to two, so she's modifying it a little bit. But then she's also going to give us a little update on how the project is going, and her project is Art en Route.
So hello everyone, I am introducing you the Art en Route project, and for this grant. And then, so the project overview is Art en Route project is a public transportation and public art hybrid exhibition project. We have commissioned and 8 literary and visual artists to create unique collaborative work of art. The final work will be photographed and printed on the exterior of the space of Madison Metro Transit buses. In the fall of 2017, the physical final project will be shown in an exhibition in Gallery 1308 in Union South. So the flow chart of this project is we have 8 pairs of visual and literary artists to collaborate together, and then the work will be photographed to work, and then these photographed work will be made in bus wrap as shown in the tail and Kings, and then the original work will be on show in the gallery. And for this project, we have made a website. So why are we doing this project? This project has a lot of importance from different aspects. I'm going to start by reminding us of the Wisconsin idea. The philosophy upholds the idea that university research, resources, and opportunities should be applied to solve problems and improve quality of life for all the citizens of the state. Art en Route embodies the Wisconsin idea by bridging the gap between professional, amateur university, and Dane County art opportunities. There's yet to be an opportunity where both community and university art representatives can showcase their work on such a shared and public platform. Although this is a university proposed project through the Wood Art Committee, this project is built on bridging the gap between university and the community, and in full light of the community enhancement and vitality. So we want to combine Wisconsin idea and public art in conjunction with public humanities, and incoherently we have on Wisconsin on public transportation and on public art. So for the project status, before this, so I want to also give you a more overview of the project. So why it's important. So the public art must be innovative, intriguing, and inviting, inspiring for the community. The style of Art en Route has never been accomplished in Madison, and encouraging all artists from all disciplinary in Dane County, meaning literary and visual. The interdisciplinary approach to this project is innovative and new to Madison, and thus we really needed to be here. Yes, we have seen poetry featured on the interior of Madison buses, but without incorporating visual art. In Minneapolis, in Athens, Georgia, and Portland, Oregon, there has been initiative for designing of art shelters, but failed to incorporate the literal and collaborative component. So this is a very, we don't have something that other city has, but we are introducing that something better than the existing model for other cities. And this project has great educational value for 3 different kind of groups. The educational value for artists. We've created unique opportunity for interdisciplinary collaboration for visual and literary artists that will mark an impressive moment in their own professional and career development. Furthermore, the task to work with a partner of a different background and professional level will present its own challenge, but it will encourage critical thinking of the participants and will ultimately enhance their own practice. And for the community, As a public art and humanity project, we are confident that the Art en Route encounter will cultivate curiosity and communication through a Madison community and between writers of the Madison Metro. Like a community scavenger hunt, we hope that people remain active in looking, documenting, and recording and discussing with other people about the buses that they have been seeing. We hope that this project inspires subsequent public art projects. And for curators, since this project was initiated while I was the director for Wood Art Committee, Art en Route has served as a professional development platform for the Wood Art members. Committee members have developed skills in research, grant writing, drafting announcements, evaluating submissions, creating marketing strategies, and curation. As far as our own benefit, Art en Route has allowed us to develop a project that bridges art and entrepreneurship, which is a critical element to survive in the contemporary art world, as well as to keep Wood Art, which is a student-organized art platform, at the forefront of Madison art scene. So, and then our current project status as by when I was getting this project in May, we already had orientation. So we selected, we poll on the artist call in this beginning of spring semester, and then we selected 8 pairs out of 64 total applicants. And then we had an orientation / workshop for the selected artists in April 22nd. And what we use for so we have a really good application pool in Dane County, which we implemented marketing strategies, and also high pitch of people are interested in this project is that we offer honorarium. And upcoming events are the project proposal for the selective artists are due in May 5th, and bi-weekly group progress update, as well as the bus route production. It's from September 1st to December 31st, and in an exhibition. And these are the selected visual literary artist pairs. And we were very fortunate with how the pairing really turns out. You could feel the energy and excitement between all the participants as they mingle and after they met each pairs. It's really great because very well could have been wiped the way it did. So for most of our participants, this is their first public art project, reiterating that this is creating a unique opportunity for Dane County artists. Our participant has bring experiences on a spectrum from incredibly diverse background. On the student front, we have undergraduate UW-Madison students who are at different parts of their undergraduate career, including MFA and doctoral student in literature and English, and as well as undergraduates. Strong representative from the Madison arts community includes a director of the Overture Center, Beth. And then the Madison 2008 Poet Laureate, which is Fabu Carter. Then we have various Madison freelance writers and illustrators who have done work with the New York Times and local food trucks, such as Ryan Hamrow and Michael Hershon. And from this chart, you can see our participants really represent all age group of the Madison. Oh, except 61 and 70, but that's old people, so that's good. So our budget status, we've received by May, we've received grants from Wisconsin Union, Dane Art Project grants, HEXU program from the Center for Humanities, and Madison Arts Commission, which we intend to use this part of the money for wrap production and ad space purchasing. By the way, the ad purchasing, we have negotiate with Metro Transit, so we got a in-kind donation, but it's still worth a lot of money that we need for the ad space purchase. So although we have just enough funds to fund the bus wrap, this leaves us with only $100 honorarium per participant, but we promise artists to have $200 each, so we need $100 for each artist. This gave us $100 for 16 participants, which is 8 pairs, which added up to be $1,600. And we plan to use the New Arts Venture Challenge grant for this part. So we really hope to get this grant, but if we couldn't get this grant, we can have some plan Bs. For example, less bus space, fewer participant pairs, which we really don't hope to have, and less marketing publicity. So, however, inability to achieve we can't even do documentation projects such as paying videographer, photographer, or continue our website, which these are luxury items, but it's very necessary for a successful overall project. So why do we want to pay $200 for the artist? So the most important takeaway from this project is that when you offer opportunity that are fresh, inclusive, entrepreneurial, applicants will come. We believe that big portion of a diverse applicant pool was because of the offered honorarium. First, the honorarium serves as a confirmation on the legitimacy of the project as a professional opportunity. The honorarium encouraged this. The honorarium can partially subsidize the Dane County the expenses for art creation like materials and time and exhibition preparation and printing. But more importantly, it serves as a show of appreciation for their devoted and invested time for this project. Because of the current climate, we want to create a new space where artists feel encouraged to speak their voices. And that's why we really hope to get the money. And that's the end of my competition speech. But since we got the money for the first place, I'm going to give you some current status of a project. So the summer, artists submitted their final work, and then in September, we sent them off to Metro Transit, and they've been putting it on the buses. And so the bus rep production was done, and then in October 1st, that's October 1st, not 10th, so the bus with wraps, which is 17 pieces, so each artist pair has a king size and a tail size, which means 16 different kind of buses, and then we also have another tail size on the buses for our project advertisement information, which put the grant acknowledgement and curator and committees. And then for the original work, there was an exhibition opened very successfully, and during the exhibition reception, me and Alex, my co-curator, we had a curatorial talk with all the artists. So, and this is the application of the wrap in Metro Transit storage. And then this is the exhibition. And this is one of the bus work on campus captured by a friend, and these. And to be honest, so when they ask us how to collaborate, I don't really know how, because there's no examples of such collaborations I can find where research. But these two are really, I think they really reflect the Madison political climate, and it gives you a fresh look, and also how to use word like minimalism, because you can't pay too much attention when you're driving, or it's dangerous. And these are the media exposure. And for the proposal tip, I hope many of you here are going to apply this project. So when I was a freshman, I'm a senior now, but when I was a freshman, I actually applied to this project, and I didn't even get to the first round. But I keep going and I got it, so I'm really happy. So I'm definitely self-learning. I think the first project proposal, you want to be very comprehensive. And I really recommend to have a prototype. It doesn't have to be an application of the thing that you're going to make, but at least some survey or samples on how you're estimating your project. For example, you can try in a smaller scale where you can find and try kind of experiment. And you have to have a strong narrative, and also strategy for participation and examples. And also definitely analyze your audiences. You want to make sure your audiences has a a broad spectrum, so it really, is very comprehensive, and then a very good timeline of supporting documents. And for the presentation tip, you want to present a multi-perspective values, and I think the most importantly, I analyzed my own presentation last May. This May, I think is that you have to show that you really need the $2,000 and why your project cannot survive successfully without that $2,000. When I pitched the presentation, I said, because we're on the edge of signing the contract with Metro Transit, and with having that $2,000, we can actually sign the contract immediately. Otherwise, we have to change our plans and to fit our money expenses, and keep it simple. Don't use too much word on presentation. And then for the budget, so we had a dream budget, which you can see where the luxurious items and how the challenge fits in our budget, and it's really matching. And this is the minimal budget, which is after elimination of luxurious item, but your project can still work. And thank you.